Hey guys, welcome back! Are you ready for 10 more amazing minutes of Amiga exclusive games? Let's take a look! Let's start this third episode of my Amiga exclusive game series with an extremely cute game, regardless of its title. The Naughty Ones is simply an old-fashioned platform game designed by a demo group by the name Melon Design and published in 1994 by Interactive Vision. Its creators Jacob Hansen and Henrik Mikkelsen even left a message on the game's disc asking for players not to pirate their game. They even stated that they had no time to make a proper protection, so it was up to us Amiga gamers to spread it like bunnies or simply respect its creators, cause they've offered Amiga fans amazing demos to show off and unlock all the potential of Commodore's machine and never asked us for any money. Back to the game, we have to simply collect a key to be able to advance to the next screen. That's it! So addictive! Obviously that there's enemies to avoid and to eliminate, just by using one of the many weapons available, and bonus items waiting to be picked up in the most awkward and unreachable places. It's also up to us to go get those much desirable items, risking losing a life, or leave them be and go through the exit door and to the next stage. An amazing arcade platformer that every fan should try, if you happen to have a traditional Amiga computer or a CD32 console. It's an incredible game in every single aspect. This intro tune really sets the mood for things to come, yeah. Roadkill is one of the greatest top-down racing games from its generation, with amazing sound, graphics, and an overwhelming parallax scrolling that reminds me of the very first Micro Machines released a few years before. Vision Software developed this futuristic racing game in where all sorts of weapons can be used against the other 9 opponents. Yes, 9! Nowadays we see this style of gameplay all over the place, and besides Roadkill, Revolt was and still is another favorite of mine, but on the PC and Dreamcast that was released 4 years later. There's no fourth place in Roadkill. We must finish every race in the top 3 spots available at the podium, and the higher we finish, the more cash we get. Even during the race we can go for the jackpot and even super jackpot, destroying completely all the other racers on track. Yeah, bring it on! This one is only available for AGA machines like the Amiga 1200 or 4000 and for the Amiga CD32. Now for a clone of Bubble Bobble, I present you Super Methane Brothers. But don't let the word clone scare you. Yes, it's a clone of Bubble Bobble, but it's a freaking good one. Apache Software developed and released by 1993 this highly addictive action platformer, again for all Amiga computers and the CD32, being also well received by the gaming press of the time. The gameplay is simple. Go through all the 100 screens or levels, absorbing all those annoying bugs with our methane gun and shooting them against the wall. All this within a time limit. That's it, so simple! And that's what makes it addictive, Bubble Bobble style. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And some of you will stop me right here and yell Super Methane Brothers was ported to Windows, Linux, RISC OS and even iOS. Yes, it was, but it was under a general public license and for free, so the Amiga original is technically still a commercial exclusive release. And what about an isometric adventure game exclusive to the Amiga? Zero Hour Software developed Dark Mirror: The Nightmares Begun, that was grabbed by Core Design, who published it in 1993. An Atari ST version was also planned, but due to another year of poor sales of Atari machines, it was eventually cancelled. So, once again, Amiga users would get another great and truly immersive exclusive game. With 3 huge levels to explore, combined with an inspiring and breathtaking atmosphere, Dark Mirror places us in control of the Prince Abrin across multiple roads, paths and rooms, through the unnamed village, the forests beyond, and the dark caverns. It all sounds like Lord of the Rings, and the developer was probably inspired by Tolkien's amazing universe, so it's no surprise that orcs and other creatures wander around. We must confront and defeat these beasts in order to continue our journey, solving tasks and quests along the way. A truly immersive exclusive action RPG on the Amiga that was praised by everyone who played it, highlighting the quality of its graphics, artwork, animation and atmosphere with its gloomy and dark ambience. And to conclude, here's another highly addictive game from this renowned publisher, Psygnosis. This introductory text was present in the demo of Globdule that was offered on one of the 3 cover discs bundled with issue 33 of Amiga Power magazine, published back in January of 1994. Have you guys noticed it back then? By the time the full version was released, that error was corrected. I wonder if anyone got fired because of this. But that doesn't really matter. What matters is that Globdule is such an awesome game and almost made it to my personal top 10. It was developed by X-Animo Designs, that was in fact their only commercial Amiga game ever released, in where we just have to collect all the items within a time limit to be allowed to advance to the next level. That's it! But as a Globdule, we're stuck to surfaces, and to grab all the scattered items, we simply have to jump. Be advised that in some levels, keys must also be collected that will obviously unlock certain doors. Also, and after the first initial levels, enemies will arrive just to make it more interesting, and to kill them, simply jump in their direction. And I have to say that Globdule is one perfect example of what Amiga gaming was all about back in early 90s. Pure fun! A truly enjoyable and relaxing action platformer with lovely, vibrant and colorful graphics accompanied by a perfectly suitable soundtrack. So guys, here you have it, 5 more amazing exclusive games for the Amiga platform. Tell me down in the comments section below which ones you've played back in the day, and also, if you want to discover more, click that bell icon so that you're notified when a new Amiga Exclusives episode arrives. But again, I'll only be bringing more exclusive games if you ask me to. I have so many other Amiga related episodes and special videos already available for your viewing pleasure, so if you're new to the channel, feel free to browse and you'll certainly be transported back in time to your own childhood. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share and subscribe to It's a Pixel Thing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.